Hey guys, Dustin Wynn.
Hey, this is Scott Snyder.
This is Paul Dini.
And you're listening to Bat Force Radio.
And you're listening to Bat Force Radio.
You're listening to Bat Force Radio.
This is Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, and you're listening to Bat Force Radio, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to Bat Force Radio. We have a very, very awesome episode tonight. We have an awesome guest that we're about to announce. Let's go around the round table real quick. We got Robin D. Cross in Canada.
That was a lot to live up there, buddy.
Happy birthday, Robin.
Thank you.
Happy birthday indeed. We got Gramps in Texas.
For sure.
We got Grumps on the East Coast.
Yo.
And we have a very special guest, someone that we've all been fond of. We've done camera work for her over at New York Comic Con. We love seeing her content. She's killing it, really, to be honest. Like, she covers everything geeky. Gotham Geek Girl, also from the East Coast. How you doing? Nadia, every time that I think of you or hear your name now, I think of that Ben Grimm cosplay, and I just hear Nadia. The Gotham Geek Girl, because that cosplay was so fucking good.
He's phenomenal.
Who is that? Do you know him?
Yeah, Mr. Rebs Fitness. Definitely check him out. He's crazy. He has Mr. Mast. I'm saying that correctly. Shop. They do crazy builds like that. He's done Battery Bill. He's done so many crazy cosplays. Definitely check him out.
I don't know this story. What was the story on that?
Nadia?
I wonder if I'll be able to show it.
Yeah, we can put you on a little. Joining us, by the way, another edition, Teases from Dirty Jersey.
Yo.
If you put it up on your screen, we can do a solo, and then.
Yeah, I wonder, can I show it like this? I don't know if it's gonna.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's so good.
Oh, the thing.
Yeah.
I can edit the video clip in so it'll show the real thing. But
yeah, I'll try to send you a clip after.
New York Comic Con with the Gotham Geek Girl, Nadia, and I'm here, Benjamin Grimm, on Petunia's little blue-eyed kid, and here's Dr. Doom. We decided to put our differences aside just for today, so we can bring you some entertainment as part of the New York City Fantastic Four.
And what time is it?
It's clobbering time!
Also kneel before doom.
Anytime I hear your name now, it's just Nadia. That's all I just hear that. But the reason that we have Nadia on is because she has been going to amazing, she's been interviewing people. She's been going to conventions. She's been going to premieres. And you just went to the Black Adam premiere. So we wanted to take the opportunity. Obviously, it just came out. There's a ton of just a ton of hype and controversy and all this stuff about the direction that it's going to take with The Rock. He's basically flexing his muscle to literally show his pull with the DC. So, so you went to the premiere. When was it? Tell us all about it.
Yeah, it's crazy how time is just flying. Even New York Con felt like a day ago, but it was last week or the week before already. It's crazy. But it was in Times Square, and it was absolutely insane. It was crazy, just people everywhere screaming, cosplayers. Definitely a great time. I don't understand all the hate for Black Adam. I have my, I have my gripes. I have a lot, definitely have a lot. But the movie was so much fun. It's super entertaining, and even if it's The Rock. It's The Rock. You know what to expect.
Yeah. It's
another one of those movies that has a huge discrepancy over on the tomato site between the critic reviews that are at 30-40%, but then the audience score is at 90.
Absolutely. It doesn't deserve all the hate. And I'm gonna throw a knock right now. Everybody rides Marvel And there's a lot of stuff in Marvel that has recently come out that is not even as close to as good as Black Adam. So I'm just throwing that out.
I saw it. It was a entertaining movie. It's what I expected. I wanted to turn my brain off and go watch some dudes in suits fight it up, and I loved it. I was entertained. I'm not there for serious, in-depth plot and all this. It doesn't have to be a perfect movie, and it's not a perfect movie. But I've seen a lot worse movies. But I had fun. I loved it. I would love to see some solo movies with some of the other characters. Like Dr. Fate was fucking badass. Hawkman, badass. Black Adam, badass. Atom Smasher, really funny, really cool guy. I like the tandem between him and what was her name, Cyclone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that was a good tandem. I could see them kind of doing, kind of like a Ant-Man and Wasp team up movie with them too, because they're not really strong enough characters or well known enough to stand up on their own. But as a tandem, they make a really cool team. So that was really neat.
I think that's one of the. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I think that's the point. Like, people need to focus on the fact that they're good to see a movie to be entertained. And I was like, not everything has to be under a microscope, and this doesn't match the comic or this continuity. If you walked out, feeling good, like you laughed, you got something out of the movie, then it's a win. It's like not everything has to be like dissected all the time.
Exactly.
That's true.
It would be
So,
interesting
Nadia,
to see it. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. How did you end up at the premiere? Like, I see you frequently at these movie premieres. So how does that work out for you?
Yeah, so I got invited and I got to attend a earlier screening, which was pretty cool because I saw like a bunch of people. I saw like Tiffany Smith and I love her and I like freaked out. But yeah, it was great because it was like one of the first screening, so I didn't get any spoilers or anything like that because
nice.
Especially with the end credit scene, I was so nervous. I was like, I lost my mind. But yeah, it was really cool though. At the carpet, it was like my first time at the well, I did another one before, but like I guess at this capacity, like this level, like at the carpet, and I wasn't walking it or anything like that, but I was like on the carpet with like some of the like press people and like some of the fans that were like allowed, and everyone like walked over. Like Jim Lee signed one of my friend's shirt. He literally drew Superman on his shirt. Like,
oh, dude, we saw that.
Yeah, he like stood there and like talked for like I don't know, like over 5 minutes. Like it was so cool. And like I don't know, like not to shit on The Rock, but like he's the only one that didn't come over, and that was kind of like as a fan, we were kind of pissed. I still enjoyed the movie anyway, but like The Rock as a person, that was kind of like effed up. Like Noah Centino came over, Adonis. Did I say that right? Adonis came over. Everybody came over and like interacted with the fans and like was super nice. And The Rock was here, like, look at my tequila.
All right.
I was like, whatever, I took it for what it is. Like, that's who he is. He's The Rock. He can do that. But I will give him his props for making this movie happen and for giving us spoiler fucking Superman.
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that you had a problem with him because us Snyder Bros, the toxic Snyder Bros online are right there with you. He is taking Zaddy's vision and he's distorting it anyways. But what's so funny about the your friend getting the sketch on the shirt, I'm not sure if you guys saw the video, but Jim Lee is on the red carpet. He's sketching Superman on somebody's shirt, and there's a guy who's like standing next to your friend who has no idea that it's Jim Lee. And he keeps going, hey, it's not bad. Hey, it's actually not bad. Like, has no idea it's Jim Lee, and that's why it's so good.
I know, it's like that's who we freaked over the most. And like the little guy, like the guy who's like family, they're like, oh, I don't know who that is. We're like, dude, like that's like the universe.
Yeah,
that's some cool foreshadowing. On the way into the movie, Jim Lee drawing Superman.
Yes.
Oh, good.
The sign guy too, because his sign was empty. And we were like, dude, like turn it around, but it was still empty. And then like later on, like he wrote that, I forgot what The Rock wrote, or something like, oh, Superman, I'll see you later, something like that.
Is it true that your friend got his shirt CGC'd or?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh.
little inside joke. So you saw at the time of the red carpet, was that when you saw the movie, or had you seen it already?
No, actually, the red carpet. So this is the other funny story why I was upset with The Rock, because my movie was at 8. Most of the other people had a movie at 9. There was they shut down the whole theater, but my movie was at 8, and the red carpet was literally right before that. So we're all waiting, is The Rock gonna come over? Is The Rock gonna come over? Is The Rock gonna come over? Like, no, he's busy promoting his tequila. So me and a couple of my friends were like, holy fuck, the movie starts in 5 minutes. So we booked it, and literally running in my heels all the way back to the theater. It's a couple blocks away, and we booked it to the theater, and it worked out perfect though.
How do you feel, you and Gramps, question for both of you. Some people, he's The Rock. He's one of the biggest celebrities in the world. How did you guys feel like he did as Black Adam?
So I still haven't done my review yet. I'm gonna probably do a quick video review, but this is my thing with The Rock. Every single movie, he's the same exact person himself. Always The Rock. You can put him in any movie and it's the same exact character. And I did like what he brought to the character. I guess I appreciate it, but his voice threw me off because he had no accent. So it's he literally comes back and then he's like, "Oh, bro," it's just still The Rock. He had no accent whatsoever.
Yeah, and I mean, he's been working for years to get this movie made. I mean, that's been
15
documented,
years, right?
But like you said, it would have taken the performance up to a different level if. Here's my thing: is that this is a character that's been basically entombed, imprisoned for 5,000 years in Kondak, and they awaken him. I don't want to give much of the plot away, but they awaken him, and for a little while he speaks his native tongue, but then he goes back to speaking English. And I guess they don't have time to develop all this stuff. It's just a superhero movie. It's not some important flick or anything like that. But I just thought it'd be like she said, if he had a little bit of an accent or not a full control or expertise of the English language. That would have kind of carried the character a little bit more, because the other characters, the civilians of Kondak, they do have a representation of Egyptian, Middle East culture, and that would have been cool to kind of see him reflect that as well. But again, this is not supposed to be some kind of super important movie. It's just raw entertainment, and that's really what it was for it. And so I didn't have any once you get past that, okay, he is The Rock. He's the same, that's what he does. Going in, what you're expecting to see. But it was kind of cool to see this.
He may or may not sing You're Welcome.
Right. It was very cool to see this character finally on screen. I've been wanting to see Black Adam, Teth Adam, a live action version for quite some time. I really enjoyed the Shazam movie, Shazam as Tom likes to call him. But I really hope that we get a Shazam Black Adam sequel.
Oh my!
Yeah.
I'm seeing double.
Is that the McFarlane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't look bad.
Oh yeah, I got it. I didn't open it though.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I thought he played a fun version of a serious character.
Gramps, you said that it felt like it was from what I get, you sound like the movie wasn't trying too hard, and it does seem though that they're going to use this now as kind of a jumping off point for the future of the DC universe. Did you get that sense in the movie, or you think that's like it was trying to do its own thing, wasn't trying to do too much?
Well, here's one thing is that the movie, and I don't know why you've got so much hate for, or you're so afraid of this movie and the future of DCEU. I know it's all in jest, but all these people that are so up in an uproar. Warner Brothers needs someone like The Rock that has so much pull to kind of be the tying force for the future of their, DCEU universe. One thing you'll notice during the movie is that it actually shows how the Justice League has become part of popular culture on screen. And there's even, a couple of nods that kind of show you it's done really well that I noticed, kind of how The Rock and maybe, the director and stuff like that is basically pointing out that Black Adam can take them all out in a way, but it was kind of cool. But yes, he can be a tying, bond to now make whatever they want. And especially, with the end credit scene. Here's one thing that, I hear and read all these people that are like, oh, the Snyderverse is dead, blah, blah, blah. One thing they don't realize is, all these characters, in my opinion, it's just my old man opinion. You've got Shazam that had a little in-scene movie or credit scene where Superman comes in the cafeteria and he's talking about Batman. He's even got a Bat Affleck Batarang in the movie. You've got Wonder Woman. You've got Aquaman. You've got all these movies. They're literally centrally in the same universe. So all those movies, I guess, could also be called Snyderverse as well, too.
Yeah, those are all characters that were cast by Zack Snyder.
Right. And, even, the continuation of the sequels, Wonder Woman 84 and all that stuff, is still Snyderverse. So Snyderverse is never going to go away. This is just continuing, that vision that was started. Now, we may never see Zack Snyder direct another DC movie.
Don't you dare.
It's just the truth. But actually, I think the chances of that have improved. But, the foundation is there, and the continuation of that universe is still going with these characters. Especially,
those tweets between Henry and Zach, with Zach saying, whatever, congratulations, I look forward to working with you again, whatever he was saying, that, I don't know, is Zach going to make the sequel?
The Man of Steel 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly. I think at this point he has. Go ahead, Nadia.
Yeah, I have a few comments on that. Back to what you were just saying, Gramps. Also in Peacemaker, there was that end
Peacemaker,
scene.
yes.
Yeah,
yes.
when they had them all drop. So this is my thing with DC. I'm like, stop teasing us.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a little Snyder, fuck Snyder. A little Snyder, fuck Snyder. And I'm like, make up your mind because it's not right. And then I don't like how people shit on him. And then they do things that are like honoring him. So it's kind of like, make up your mind and also give this man his props for what he's done. And then my issue with the whole like Superman thing is people like, oh, like it was too dark and now they're saying it's going to be light. But what they forget is that Man of Steel, he wasn't Superman yet. That is what builds his character. Him killing is what makes him change and become Superman. So if we do get a Superman, a Man of Steel 2, they can still go that route and make him lighter.
Yeah. Yeah, it was part of the character arc. Yeah,
Exactly.
that my problem was people hated on that. They somehow expected this guy who was just learning who he was and beginning to become who he would eventually become. People wanted that guy to look like the Christopher Reeves Superman, who had been Superman for a long time and knew who he was.
To give a little insight into at least the Toxic Snyder Bro stance as to why they're having a problem with this movie to begin with. Initially,
are you speaking as a representative or
as a blood-in member? Yes. And something that what was said is because he didn't have the Hans Zimmer score in the end credit scene, and it was the Christopher Reeve, the John.
Hold on.
Well,
the views and opinions of Tom are not those of the Bat Force or Bat Force Radio.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
I'm ready for our page to return to being a Batman page.
I'm just making sure that all views are taken into account. You know, I celebrate every individual's opinion, but no, it's funny because at first the biggest issue was okay, Cavill's coming back, and the issue with the Snyder Bros had was it's the John Williams score and not the Hans Zimmer score. So immediately they took that as Henry Cavill has betrayed Zack, The Rock has betrayed Zack, and now this is, and Gramps, to your point, saying about how it's the Snyderverse, it's not to the Snyder Bros. They say
so exhausted.
I swear to God, it's hilarious. They say that it is the Justice League Superman because Zack's not involved and blah. So basically, they will, we will, I will never be satiated until Zack's. And that's another thing why they're so mad now is with the success of Black Adam. They had just announced. I want to get the other name right because, like I said, Peter Safran and James Gunn have just been named Code DC. What is the title?
They were co-CEOs, I believe.
Yeah, so they're gonna be the heads of the creative division of the films, and that announcement was like a knife to the back of the Snyder cultists.
Why?
Because they believe that
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Exactly, because they're like, oh, Marvel, oh, it's fun and blah blah blah, and they didn't. It's so funny that they completely negated the fact that James Gunn and Zack Snyder have like co-produced multiple projects together and are actually friends and are actually on good terms, and so they didn't realize any of that, and so they immediately now it's like FDC's future, F this new DCEU. It's not Zaddy, and because it's not Zaddy, it's not for me. And so again, they're on full crisis, full attack mode. I'm loving every second of it.
I love that they ignored that the new boss is pals with their guy.
Dude, he's co-producer on, like, go to the IMDb and see what James Gunn and Snyder have actually worked on before. A ton of stuff.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. In my point of view, again, preface that this is like the biggest chess move in Hollywood right now, because you literally took a guy that's made some of the highest grossing money making films away from Marvel and Mickey Mouse and now put him over here on this team. And oh, by the way, yes, he still is co-workers, probably talks daily with Zack Snyder. And, you know, I just, I don't care. I just want more films of these characters. I don't care who's directing it. I don't care who's producing it. I don't care. So those nerds can just go F themselves. Get over with whose film score was used in which 15-second scene.
3 seconds.
My guess is that with all these mergers, with like acquisitions with like Discovery, they're keeping it very casual. And I feel like they're bringing on that big name so they can package WB and DC so they could sell it. You know, to me, that it feels like a setup. So that way they have like these two major wins. Like maybe they start getting 2 more $1 billion movies with that big name, and they use that kind of that recipe for success, and then they ship it out. Because I mean, they're in the cat at this point. You know,
Discovery has
Give
already
me PTSD teases.
gone through this big merger, and they've already kind of weeded out the people that kind of seem to have shit on the creative process and been stopping a lot of the films that were in progress anyway, and destroying some of the momentum for DC movies, and not just DC movies, but a lot of other properties that were in the works. So
Yeah, and it's also the previous merger of AT&T that has delayed these major movies that we should have seen probably a third movie of. Like, you should have had a Wonder Woman third movie. You should have had a Flash movie. Man, like we just got Aquaman should have any other movie that has happened should have already been on their third movie, and it's because they've extracted and they've treated this as a major corporation that we've lost as fans. Literally 10 years, I think. I mean, you're talking Superman. You've already lost 20. Yeah, you've lost a decade. But we should have been talking about the third iteration of Superman already. As fans, we've legitimately lost a whole decade of these movies that should have happened already because of these mergers and the lack of risk or just lack of passion just to move forward. So maybe, I was hoping that maybe the fact that The Rock was there would kind of forge his attention, and I was hoping that maybe it would do 1 billion, 1.5 billion, so that way they could be like, hey, let's set it up for like another series of movies, because obviously Marvel's been doing that and DC has not. So it's like, as fans, we want to see a lineup of 3 to 5 movies that we know are going to happen. We got Batman, but it kind of came and went,
Yeah, well, that 1 billion, and that pre-pandemic way of measuring success of films, that's out the door. I mean, post-pandemic, everything is
you're seeing movies that,
and all that stuff,
movies they do like 30 million. They're like, hey, it was a success,
right.
Right. Like Halloween came out last week, right? Like, oh, it did 40 million, number 1 in the world. 40 million is like an epic loss.
Yeah.
Right. But I think Dwayne Johnson can be the perfect spokesman, I guess. I mean, I know he may not be the best promoter in person, blah blah blah. Anyway, but he can be a very charming and positive spokesman for the DC brand. And this Black Adam, I think, is just the start of that continuation.
I want to get Nadia and Gramps' I want to get to the nice meaty juicy craziness of this movie. Cut to your point, Gramps, of The Rock being the dude that has insane pull. Like, he's got the box office numbers behind him, one of the most famous celebrities on the planet. And what's nuts is he did exactly what you're saying is, at some point, and it's argued when, at some point he wanted to bring in Superman, because not only does he want to elevate his own character by putting him against Superman, but it was in his interest financially, as his ex-wife / manager is also Cavill's manager or agent, I can't remember which, but they're all in the same production company together, and it's like a family affair.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of overlap with that. He went over. They asked Walter Hamada, "Hey, we want to get Cavill for this. Can we get Cavill?" Hamada was already over Snyder. Anything related to Snyder, anything that had any flavor of Snyder. No, we want Cavill out. We want a new trilogy. We don't want Affleck. We want it to be a new Batman or a new Batgirl with a Supergirl, whatever. And The Rock and his ex-wife were like, "All right, fuck you." They went above him to the people who were coming in on the merger and said, "I'm the fucking Rock. I want to make this movie, and I want to put Cavill Superman in it. What do we have to do?" And they fucking made it happen. So I want to ask you both, you guys, where was your hype and anticipation of Superman coming into this, and what was it like in the theater when he actually showed up?
Ladies first, go ahead.
I lost my mind. So basically, that was my highlight of the movie. Like just like the anticipation, like waiting for that end credit, and then like you just see like darkness, and then you see like a shadow, and then you start to see a figure, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, oh my god. And then like literally you see Cavill's face, and I was like, yeah, like the whole theater like was jumping, screaming, like it was amazing. And I don't know, that just gave me like hope for DC again. It was like the sun coming out and like the rainbows and the sky lighting up. I was like, yes, Cavill. Like just seeing him and Ben on the screen will like light up my day.
Well, okay, I'm gonna go full spoilers, and prior to seeing even that, and this is probably not even a spoiler, but I was just excited to see Amanda Waller,
That's
my girl
yes.
Viola Davis.
That too.
Yeah.
I love her. I love her, and I mean, she is just so badass, and so I want to see more Amanda Waller and a lot more stuff, because she could be that I don't know. Do you guys consider her a villain, or if she's just kind of a representative of a government just doing her job? I don't know.
Yeah. You can't say just doing her job, because sometimes she's even shitty considering
Right.
that she's doing her job.
Right.
But yeah, she is a complicated woman. But
Yeah.
I
love
don't think
her.
you can really classify her one or the other. She's not on either side. She's just on her own side.
Yeah, and Viola Davis is like the perfect person to play her.
Nails it.
She's
Oh
not
my
a villain.
She's
She may not be a hero, but she's not a villain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's on no one's side. She's Treebeard in this.
I think when you describe what she is to you, it says more about yourself than it does about her. and where you're coming. I love the fact that she's also one of the anchors of the first wave, or the first version of the DCEU. She's literally survived every incarnation of, the Ayer universe, Snyder universe. She was in the Suicide Squad when James Gunn came in. Now she's in. She's literally the one constant, it feels like, through everything.
I am like Team Viola, and
that's a very Amanda Waller quality that she has had.
Oh,
to just be sticking there through all the changes.
Yeah, she adapts. She's adaptable.
She was like the one strength of Suicide Squad. Like the one thing that I think, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you could say the rest of that movie was garbage, but she was so good in that movie as with what she was doing.
Am I remembering correctly? Was it in the original Suicide Squad movie? Was it maybe an end credit scene or a deleted scene or something where they did the part from the comics where she kind of shut down Bruce Wayne?
Yes,
she told him she would.
Did that.
She said she was gonna.
Yeah, well, yeah, like, I don't mean like, put him out of business or, but
I just totally
shut him
remember
up.
something. Sorry to cut you off.
Nope.
Didn't James Gunn make a cameo
In Suicide Squad?
or was it his brother? One of them were Calendar Man.
That was his brother in the Suicide Squad.
It was his brother, right?
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad, yeah.
Is he the one that I made a meme of?
Yeah.
What's his name? Is it Sean? Is it Sean Gunn?
Yeah, Sean Gunn.
Yeah.
Yes, I was like, I remember seeing one of the guns in the movie.
Oh, but yes, Viola Davis. Yes, that was really kind of a highlight for the movie for me. But also, I mean, dude.
Welcome to Gramps' new show, Viola Davis Radio.
You sound like you're in love.
I'm down with it. I love the VD.
Whoa!
Hey! I'm drinking whiskey here.
Gramps has
We got our
positive for VD.
We got our episode soundbite.
Yeah, Team VD. What about Hawkman, dude?
Well, tell us, please,
dude. I need more of that. Hawkman, dude, so good.
I know he's your boy. So what was that like? Finally seeing him on the big screen. You didn't think that was ever going to be possible.
No, I mean, I like the changes, the this adaptation of him. I think once you watch the movie, you're going to see. And what's his name? Aldous Hodge. Great casting. Hawkman in this movie is like no thrills, just down to business dude, and he's basically Amanda Waller and him are kind of like, okay, we got this problem, we got to put together this team and go solve it. And man, so cool to finally see Hawkman on screen. Yes,
he killed it.
Yes. Oop. He's not your perfect comic adaptation, and I don't need him to be. Mm-hmm. I just need to see a badass version of Hawkman, because in the comics, Hawkman changes from artist to artist and run to run, and that's kind of there are parts in the story where if they had done a little bit more, if they wanted to be closer to the comics, the plot could have gone a little different. And I don't want to give you guys any spoilers to run it, but I thought this was awesome, and I want to see a solo Hawkman movie, and I think that there could be easily.
What was him and Shara, they've died and been reincarnated throughout history. So
correct.
You could do a movie or two with this guy, and then kill them off and have somebody else do it.
Not just history, but space and time.
Yeah. So the character's flexible in that regard.
Right. I wish that they'd kind of developed a little bit more. Maybe he had a history and a run-in with Teth Adam back when Teth Adam was more human.
Gotcha,
5,000. Yeah. That's where I thought the story was kind of going to go, but they could still do that in later runs, because when these dudes fight, it's personal. And I mean, it's like watching a Rocky or a Creed movie, if you know what I'm talking about. I mean, it is nonstop. They don't quit. And it was so cool to watch that. If you've read the Black Adam run that our boy Doug Monkey drew, Black Adam and Hawkman, they go at it, and that's what I wanted to see. Basically a live action version of that comic where they're just
there's history there between the two of them.
Yeah, there is history. Yeah. And that was really cool to see. Dr. Fate, Pierce Brosnan. Whoa.
That's what I keep hearing. Yeah.
I loved him.
So cool. So cool. And I mean, I'm going to be honest. I have not read much comics with Dr. Fate. I'm not an expert on the guy. This guy was really cool to see because, I mean, he's literally like, maybe, I don't want to compare him to Doctor Strange, but I think he's more badass than Doctor Strange.
Yeah, they like downplayed him a little. I don't want to give away like spoilers or anything. I feel like they downplayed him a little bit, but
yeah,
he's still badass.
I could see them easily. Well, they could do some more with Doctor Strange without giving away spoilers, but they definitely could. Dr. Fate. Yes, I'm sorry. Dr. Fate.
In a world where an Aquaman movie makes $1 billion, I don't think there's any reason to not give Hawkman characters like Hawkman a movie. And if we're like, there are still more Aquaman movies coming, and I'd put this in the group chat yesterday while I'm speaking of Aquaman. There has been, everyone knows what happened with Amber Heard. She's, kind of getting cut out of things, deservedly so. But there is a petition that is going around suggesting a specific replacement for Amber in Aquaman 2. And it's probably the best option there is.
Is it Amelia?
No, why? I'm going to show you. Let's see what everyone thinks. This is probably the best possible replacement for Amber Heard. This is what the petition is for. It doesn't have a whole lot of signatures, but I think you'll all want to sign it when you see this, that this is putting forth the best possible replacement for Amber Heard as.
It's a great likeness.
Yo, why not?
I say we go for it.
That's the second meme of him today. That's so funny.
Oh my god, Nadia, what was your response and reaction to the JLA on screen?
Sorry, what?
What was your JSA? I'm sorry. What did you think of the JSA on screen?
I thought they were entertaining. My complaint is with like Adam Smasher. Like he was fun and entertaining, but I think they could have done more with his character. I think he was kind of like I'll call it like comedic relief, like the Peter Parker. Like they needed like that kid that's like, oh man, like I'm messing things up. I don't know what to do. Like I feel like every movie's kind of doing that like corny teenage like character. But like I did like him as Adam Smasher. Like I think he did a good job, and like he looked cool. The CGI was great. It was great. Like him shrinking and growing, like it looked awesome. I just think story wise they could have done a little more with his character. And then Cyclone, she looked awesome. She did really look cool. She was really cool.
I liked her scenes. They made her like her when she gets into action.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Like the colors, the storm. It was really pretty. It's beautifully done.
The cinematography in this movie is really beautiful. It really is. Yeah, she was really cool.
Was there any indication, like, is this after Justice League or?
Oh, good question.
Well, I don't want to give away too much, but I will say that the clue in that is tied into the end scene, end credit scene. If you want to compare suits that certain people that show up are wearing. So that's where this movie could fit here or it could fit here. It doesn't specifically say, but if you look at the evidence, if you look at maybe a suit here or there, you can kind of put things together.
For those who might not know, let's play the quiz game right now with everyone here. Do you got Nadia, Gramps, you probably know. Anybody else have an indication of what we're looking at and what clues you guys might think Gramps is hinting at?
As far as what he's wearing?
Yeah, so
is that the Man of Steel suit?
Yeah, sir.
Correct.
So I thought.
And it's Cavill said that he specifically chose that suit because of the nostalgia quality of. I mean, it was the first Superman suit that he ever wore, and then now that he's coming back, it's the first one he wanted to wear as he's officially back on screen. But Gramps is saying that it might tie into a timeline as well if you want to take into consideration.
If you want to go total QAnon on it, like Tom likes to do.
Ephanon.
I love how
Xenon. Did I just invent that?
I don't remember Zadanon. I don't remember if. Can you guys tell me, Nadia and Gramps, did he have like a noticeable spit curl like this, the way he has in this photo?
I felt like his eyes looked lighter, right? Was I bugging?
How did his lip look?
It was his lip. I
felt like his eyes looked lighter.
No mustache. It's a me, a cat.
No, oh god, no porn stash.
Yeah, dude. It's when I saw the clip on, I can't remember if it was Twitter, but people posted it in a really shitty quality. But even then, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Like he broke the internet this weekend,
And that was pretty much kept a secret, right? Or did I miss it before?
No,
it was
pretty
The
widely.
Rock was
I think we
pretty
were
hard.
all like the things he kept saying, like saying that the biggest power in the DC universe had been away for too long, or whatever he was saying.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anyone felt like he was talking about Black Adam.
He
Also,
kept
they
saying
released
things
Cavill
like
coming back like days after.
he kept saying things like Black Adam's the most powerful being on this planet. You know,
When
things
Nadia,
like
when
that.
was it? When was the moment when you started to really think, "Holy shit, Cavill's coming back"?
I just wanted it to be because one, remember Shazam, that fake guy with that
Oh my
skinny fake
god.
Yeah.
guy, that was like such a burn. And
Yeah.
then I was like, they're not gonna do that again. And then just I don't know, just the anticipation, like we just said, like The Rock's been talking so much shit, like,
Mhm.
and I was like, something's gotta happen. Something's gotta happen.
Yeah, so that one about Shazam, that cameo, they call it like the headless cameo or whatever. It got so much shit online. You're absolutely right. They would have been so stupid to try that again. And
Mhm.
they, not that they did, because James Gunn later came out and said for that Peacemaker scene, he wanted to get them. He like it was his intention to get the actors, and for whatever political reasons, they didn't want to put Cavill in it, and they didn't
No,
want to
I'll
put
tell you
Affleck in it.
exactly what it was. Because under Cavill's contract, his contract had stated that, you know, he was going to show up in 3 Warner Brother movies. Any appearance in Shazam or the HBO Peacemaker would count as an appearance.
Mm.
So they couldn't do it.
Mm. Yeah, they would have
That's
been able
why.
to.
Contract, agents, money.
They didn't
Yeah,
want to. They
money.
didn't want to use the juice.
Yeah,
Well,
if you get a
you have to go
cameo,
back to the negotiation table.
and if you makes total sense. If you take a cameo on a TV show for 5 seconds, that's nothing in comparison to a starring role in a film. They're gonna get way more money.
Right.
You know.
Same with Affleck. His, you know, little scene in Suicide Squad, that counts as an appearance. So that's how he, you know, it's almost like when a band makes a recording contract, you know, they sign up for so many albums. Well, that counted as an album. Check,
Mm.
check,
Mm.
check, check. So,
Cavill comes back. He blows up the internet. He blows up everyone's reactions in the theater. Monday morning, Cavill tweets, or no, I'm sorry, he posts on Instagram the video where he's officially announcing that he's coming back. Everyone else now knows it. And then was it that same day or was it the day after where James Gunn and the other dude were named as the co-chairs?
I think it was next day or
Yeah.
2
I
days
think it was
afterwards.
next
Yeah, it was close.
It's like
'Cause I think
boom,
Cavill was
boom.
on Monday and Gunn was on Wednesday.
Mm.
I'm maybe, who knows, but anyway.
Nadia, what was your initial reaction to hearing James Gunn? Not only like, I mean, obviously he came over, and technically he's kind of proven as far as like what he can do for DC because, like it or not, the Suicide Squad was it was a pretty big box office success, and also just moviegoers in general. Even if they don't have any ties to Snyder or whatever, they enjoyed it. And then he made the Peacemaker show, and that was fucking beloved. So he's proven himself as someone who can bring eyes over to these properties. What was your reaction when you heard that he was taking over the fucking whole thing?
I have faith. I think seeing like what he did with Guardians and like taking um characters that like non-comic people aren't familiar with and like making them literally like A-listers, I feel like he kind of has like an eye, and I think he can hopefully do that with more characters in the DCU and make a universe, which we've been dying for. And if he respects like Snyder and at least respects what came before, like that gives me hope that we can actually like build something like that's cohesive for the future. That's what we need.
Yeah. Is there anyone on this panel that has any worry or fear or concern about the direction that he might take the DC films into? What? Grumps.
Hold up.
I'm with Gramps. I'm with Gramps. I just want the movies. I don't just because Marvel did it with the whole cohesive. You don't have to do the same thing.
Mhm.
And
Oh, you
that's
mean
what
big
got you
universe?
in trouble. That's what put you exactly in the mess you're in, just trying to copy what they have, and you can't. Your
Mm.
strength is obviously Oscar award winning Batman movies and standalone films and the Joker character
Yes,
who
but
won 2 different
also like
Oscars.
separate keep that as like an Elseworld. Like that, I look at that as like DC Black Label. Keep it as like an Elseworld. Like the Batman movie is phenomenal, but it's separate in its own world. The Joker is separate in its own.
But
they
if
have
you just
a
take that
limited
approach,
market.
right? Like you obviously have bungled trying to, cook this big Thanksgiving meal. You can't do it. You can't get it right. But you can cook these little ones and get them right.
But if they have a Feige.
Yeah, well,
even Kevin Feige, or how's his name pronounced? Feige. He even said, obviously, Gunn has got Volume 3 of Guardians coming out.
Yeah,
early
he's playing
2023.
both sides of the fence.
But Kevin Feige's like, I'll be the first in line to, see whatever he comes up with for DC. They talk every day.
That's so wild.
Now we do have to keep in mind though that James has already done one DC movie, so
right.
Do you base your expectations on what you thought of that?
Well, I based my expectations on kind of what I saw on Peacemaker, which was take a character that not a lot of people know of. I didn't know anything about it, and also tie in some other lesser known characters from DC's past and just make an enjoyable series that makes me want more. So I don't know. Maybe he can do this with even some Batman, even some other characters in the Gotham world. Maybe a Batgirl,
Then
maybe
it's
a
all gonna turn
Batwoman.
into comedies, right? That's what
I
it's
don't.
gonna be.
No, I mean, you've seen Peacemaker, right?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you need to.
There's parts of it that are pretty fucking dark, but at the same time, it's really good.
But the Suicide Squad, I'm never watching that shit again. I have no interest in that type of
They were
movie.
that bad though.
You don't have to, but
I mean that's not for me.
Grumps
But that doesn't mean I thought the Guardians
Snyder
was
Bros.
good. The first one was good, but
right. I don't think he's gonna with DC. You can't. You could, but I don't think it'd be responsible to turn these into like jokey Marvel-esque
I
movies.
hope not.
No,
I mean, we'll see.
But
Yeah,
I
you're
think
like
that
a-
he's open to bringing a variety of characters to the scene that we may
Like
not
the
have ever gotten
Vigilante
before.
was a serious character, and then I see him. I haven't watched the show, so I can't say, but
Yeah, I got you.
it didn't look like the Vigilante that I remember.
But
I
he's
used
doing.
to love the CW, but they kind of did that too towards the end. They started to ruin everyone.
Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah.
And the characters that James was using, yeah, he was doing silly takes on them, but they were characters that no one has been doing anything with.
Yeah.
He's not taking the marquees and making them silly. Like Peacemaker's been around forever. Like he's been around since the 60s. He was a Charlton character before DC acquired him. So no one's put him in anything. So it's cool to to take risks with those characters.
And all I know is with James Gunn, we're going to get more Viola Davis.
Grumps, you don't think that you kind of liked seeing Pete Davidson get blown up in the first 5 minutes of
Hell yeah, that was awesome.
That's Kanye's favorite movie.
Oh God, cancel him.
Well, think about this, okay? Like whether you're worried about James Gunn and that direction or the world building, that's definitely like okay, it's totally understandable if you're excited, totally understandable if you're apprehensive. The insane thing to me still is that even with that going on, they have like the Matt Reeves stuff, the Joker stuff on the side that they're not they're not skimping. Like they're telling us they're gonna give us more of that stuff. So it's so crazy to me that one thing is working and they're building something else at the same time, not to mention and not including like TV stuff that supposedly might happen. But I just think it's insane that
it's Black Label.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It gives me hope.
It's wild that it's working. Like the solo takes that don't have to be connected to things. No one wanted it. No one wanted Joker. Nobody thought that they wanted Joker, and it came out and it went nuts. And everyone has their say on the Batman. Grumps says it's the greatest Batman, solo movie.
A masterpiece.
That's Gotham.
There's that opinion, and then there's the opinion that respects Tim Burton and everything he's ever done, and who continues to respect it. Anyways, but it's just crazy, man. Like the future, I think, like you have whatever you want to pick from. If you want the universe building, okay, you got that. But if you like the dark and the gritty and the street noir, they're doing that too. That's fucking crazy that they're putting money into both. It's just nuts,
Yeah.
And
it's
then
literally pick your poison. Pick what you.
And
you
what
want.
about Arkham Asylum? Does Arkham Asylum news? Or...
I think they were folding the Gotham Central stuff into originally there's gonna be Arkham Asylum show and Gotham Central. Then they're like, fuck it, we're gonna fold one into the other.
Penguin.
Yeah, so Penguin I think is still a go. Arkham is loosely maybe. Penguin is the for sure so far, I think.
How about Catwoman? Is that on the table, or because it was in the beginning?
I haven't heard anything about anything moving forward, but I mean,
it'll be interesting to see what happens now. What gets the go ahead with Hamada out of there?
Yeah, because he was the one that was holding up anything related to Snyder, whether it be like headed by somebody else or not. He just didn't want to see Cavill. He didn't want to see Affleck anymore. He didn't care if it was done by who. He's like, no, we need something new. We need something fresh. And they got rid of him. And so now that he's gone, anything's possible. Hey, dude, literally, like,
we're getting Twister 2 from Warner Brothers. I mean, my God, he was holding that up.
Everything's possible.
Maybe they'll put Viola Davis in Twister 2.
Graf can get divorced.
One could wish.
We think that this is a good opportunity to maybe give Nadia and Gramps a rating scale. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what we could use. Gramps, what do you think we could use for the rating scale this time?
How many people's elbows?
Oh, there you go. Or people's elbows, or how many Amanda Waller gunshot headshots to an innocent person in the back of the head. How many Amanda Waller headshots out of 5?
Well, I'll just say this: I'll buy the Blu-ray.
Oh wow!
Oh, there you go.
Big praise, Nadia.
Steelbook, or regular.
If it's got Fate and Hawkman on the Steelbook, yes.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
For me, I don't know. I think when you look at as a whole, it fits into the universe that was already kind of being built. Like, say the way the fighting was done, it somewhat reminded me of Man of Steel. So Man of Steel reminded me of Injustice in the game, like the way they fight and break through the walls. Like the fighting in this kind of felt a little like Man of Steel. So it feels like like quality-wise, it's there.
Okay. Yes. I wanted to go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So like quality-wise, it fits. Story-wise, not so much. There was like not much like emotion to it. It was kind of flat. But it was entertaining as hell. Like it was so much fun. Like I said, like I had a great time at the theater and I would watch it again. So for me, I'll give it like a 6.57.
Oof. Okay.
Somewhere around there.
It's
fun.
That's better than average.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I would watch it again.
All right. Well,
there are the cinematography in this movie. Tom, I think you're going to pick this out probably more than anybody. It's almost like a Snyder film and a Michael Bay film married together.
That's like right.
Which
Michael Snyder.
Yeah, there are scenes where you're just like, I'm watching
slow motion.
Oh, yeah.
slow motion explosions.
Full pan of a man's muscular body. Yeah, I'm all about that.
Then you'll watch it 4 times.
I'm excited. There you have it, folks. That's going to be the Black Adam. I'm not going to call it like a review. I mean, we reviewed it. You guys reviewed it, but more so we wanted to get a little taste for the hype to build the anticipation for the future of the DC.
And amuse-bouche.
So thank you guys for joining us. Nadia, thanks for hanging out. We really appreciate it.